She thought she saved a tiny kitten from the rain, but later she realized it was not a cat at all. This evening, rain poured down like the sky was furious at the earth. Eliza drove slowly through the storm. Her headlights caught something on the roadside. Eliza slammed her brakes. Through the rain, she could see it clearly now. A tiny white shape huddled near the storm drain, water rushing past its small, trembling body. A kitten. Just a tiny kitten, alone in this terrible storm. Oh no! Oh, sweetheart! She grabbed her umbrella and stepped into the downpour. The rain was freezing cold. It soaked through her coat in seconds. The kitten looked up at her, golden eyes glowing in the darkness. It was shivering so hard she could see the tremors. Eliza knelt down slowly. She did not want to scare it away. "Hey there, little one. What are you doing out here all alone?" The kitten made a small sound, almost like a cry for help. It did not run away. Instead, it pressed against her outstretched hand. Ice cold. The poor thing was absolutely freezing. Eliza scooped it up gently, tucked it inside her jacket against her chest. She could feel its tiny heart beating frantically. "Do not worry. I have got you now. You are safe." Back in the warm car, she examined it more closely. White fur, thick and fluffy, cute oversized ears, a pink little nose, and those unusual golden eyes that seemed to sparkle. "Must be an albino," she thought. Some kind of stray, probably dumped by someone heartless who did not want to care for it. She named it Snow right there in the car, for its beautiful white coat. For the cold night she found it. Snow purred against her warmth, kneaded her jacket with tiny paws, looked up at her like she was the whole world. "Let us get you home, little one, get you warm and fed." Eliza smiled at the tiny bundle pressed against her heart. She had no idea what she had just brought into her life. Snow settled into apartment life like she was born for it. She ate kitten food eagerly, played with string toys for hours, slept curled up in a soft basket by the radiator. Eliza bought all the supplies a new cat owner needs: a fancy litter box, a scratching post shaped like a tree, a heated bed for cold nights. Toys in every color. Her neighbor Leo stopped by to meet the new addition. "Cute kitten. Where did you find her?" "On the roadside in that terrible storm. Can you believe someone abandoned her?" Leo leaned closer to look. Snow stared back at him with those golden eyes. "She is gorgeous. Those big ears are adorable. Part Siamese, maybe? Probably some kind of mix. You know how strays are." "Well, she is a lucky girl. Found herself a good home." Snow purred loudly as if agreeing with him. Eliza felt so happy. After years of living alone, she finally had a companion, someone to come home to, someone who needed her. But that night, Eliza noticed something odd. Snow sat on the windowsill for hours, perfectly still, watching the birds outside. Her body was completely motionless. Then she made a sound. Not a meow. Something else entirely. A short, high-pitched whistle, like nothing Eliza had ever heard from a cat's. Before we continue with what happened next, do not forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Trust me, you will want to hear how this story ends. Snow grew fast, faster than Eliza expected. She put on weight every day, her legs stretched longer, her paws seemed big for her body, but that just made her more adorable. Growth spurt, Eliza thought. Kittens grew quickly sometimes, nothing unusual about that. One morning, Eliza was making coffee. Snow sat on the kitchen floor, watching her intently. Nothing unusual there. Cats loved to observe their humans. Then Snow leaped. One smooth motion. From the floor, straight to the top of the refrigerator. Eliza gasped and nearly dropped her mug. "How did you do that?" The refrigerator was at least 6 feet tall. Snow sat on top, grooming herself casually, like it was the easiest thing in the world. But Eliza didn't attach any importance to this. She had heard that some cats were more athletic than others, Bengals and Abyssinians were famous for jumping. Snow must have some of that bloodline in her mix. Over the next few days, Eliza started watching more carefully. Snow jumped from the couch to the windowsill across the room, 8 feet easy, landed perfectly every time. She leaped from the floor to the top of the bookshelf, 7 feet straight up. No running start needed. She squeezed through gaps that seemed impossible, under doors, behind furniture, into the tiniest spaces. "You are the most athletic cat I have ever seen," Eliza told her. Snow chirped happily and rubbed against her legs. Eliza started filming some of Snow's jumps, posted them online. Her friends could not believe it. "That cat is incredible," they commented. "She should be in the Olympics." Eliza felt so proud of her special girl. Still, Eliza was not worried. Cats were mysterious creatures. Each one was unique. Snow was just special. That was all. But one Thursday evening, something happened. Eliza came home from work to find the window cracked open, just 2 inches. She must have forgotten to close it properly that morning. Snow was gone. No, no, no. Eliza searched frantically. Under the bed, behind the couch, in every closet and cabinet. Nothing. Snow had squeezed through that tiny gap and disappeared. She ran outside, calling desperately. "Snow! Here, kitty, kitty!" The neighborhood was quiet. Evening shadows stretched across the lawns. No sign of a white cat anywhere. Then she heard a shout from next door. "Oh my goodness! Look at that!" Eliza ran toward the sound. Found her neighbor Patricia standing in her backyard, pointing up at the garage roof. "Is that your cat up there?" Eliza looked up. Her heart jumped. Snow sat calmly on the peak of the garage, 20 feet high, looking very pleased with herself. "Snow, how did you get up there?" Snow made her chirping sound. Then she began to descend. She moved with incredible grace, flowing down the steep roof like water, each step precise and controlled. When she reached the gutter, she paused, looked down at the ground far below. Then she jumped, 20 feet straight down, landed softly on the grass without a sound. Patricia gasped. "That is not possible. I have never seen a cat do that." Snow walked calmly toward Eliza, rubbed against her legs, purred contentedly. "She is very athletic," Eliza said weakly. "Athletic?" Patricia stared at her like she was crazy. Eliza picked up Snow and hurried back to her apartment. That night, Eliza could not sleep. She kept thinking about what she had seen. The next morning brought more surprises. Eliza was brushing her teeth when she heard a click. The bathroom door swung open. Snow walked in casually, jumped onto the counter. Started drinking from the faucet. "Wait, did you just open that door?" Eliza stared at the lever handle. She had definitely closed the door, definitely latched it. Snow kept growing, and growing, and growing some more. Her legs got longer, her body got leaner. Her ears seemed to stand even taller on her head. She decided to take Snow to the vet. Dr. Sato examined Snow thoroughly, checked her weight, listened to her heart, looked at her teeth. "She is perfectly healthy," the vet announced. "Great condition. She is growing so fast. Is that normal?" Dr. Sato smiled. "Some cats are just bigger than others. She probably has some large breed mixed in there somewhere. Maine Coon, maybe? Or Savannah. Hard to tell with strays. She can jump really high, too. Like, incredibly high. That happens sometimes with athletic breeds. You just got yourself a talented girl." The vet scratched Snow behind the ears. "Nothing to worry about. She is just special." Eliza felt relieved. Special was good. Snow purred on the examination table, completely relaxed and happy. Life with Snow continued beautifully. Snow was incredibly smart. She understood words, came when called, even learned a few tricks. She brought Eliza gifts sometimes. A mouse from somewhere, a bird she caught on the balcony, always so proud of her hunting skills. "Thank you, sweetheart," Eliza would say while secretly disposing of the gifts. "You are such a good hunter." But the neighbors started talking. Leo knocked on her door looking concerned. "Eliza, what is going on with that cat of yours?" "What do you mean?" "Mrs. Patterson saw it on the tree outside, like really high up in the tree. Then it jumped to your balcony." "She is just athletic. Some cats are like that." "That was at least 15 feet, horizontal, in the air." Leo shook his head. "That is not normal. She has really strong legs. And she is huge now, way bigger than when you got her. Kittens grow fast." Leo did not look convinced. "Just be careful, okay? Something about that cat is not right." After he left, Eliza looked at Snow. The cat was watching her from across the room. Those golden eyes held her gaze without blinking. That intense, focused stare. "You are just a cat," Eliza said out loud. A special cat. One morning, Eliza woke up when she heard shouting outside, then a crash, then someone yelling. She ran to the window to see what was happening. A delivery driver stood in the parking lot, packages scattered on the ground around him. He looked startled, and there was Snow, standing in the middle of the lot, her body low to the ground, staring intently at the man. She must have gotten out through the balcony door somehow. "Snow!" Eliza called from the window. Snow immediately relaxed, sat down, and started grooming like nothing happened. Eliza ran downstairs to get her. "I am so sorry. She got out somehow." The delivery driver laughed nervously. "She startled me, that is all. I thought she was going to pounce. Then she just sat down. She would never hurt anyone. She is very friendly. Big cat, though. What breed is she?" "Some kind of mix, probably Bengal or something." "Beautiful animal. Gave me a good scare, though." He laughed again, more relaxed now. Eliza picked up Snow. "No more escapes for you, young lady." The turning point came on an ordinary Saturday afternoon. Eliza was scrolling through social media. She had posted another video of snow jumping. People loved watching her athletic cat. One comment caught her eye. "That is not a domestic cat. You should have that animal checked by a wildlife expert." Eliza frowned. What a strange thing to say. Of course, Snow was a domestic cat. What else would she be? She scrolled past it, then scrolled back. Something nagged at her. She clicked on the commenter's profile. The person worked at a zoo. "That is ridiculous," Eliza said out loud. "Snow is just a cat." Snow sat on the windowsill, watching birds. Her long legs tucked beneath her, her large ears swiveling at every sound. Eliza looked at her, really looked at her for the first time in a while. Those legs were really long. Those ears were really big. That body was really lean and muscular. "You are just a cat," she repeated. But suddenly she was not so sure. She pulled up Google on her phone, typed in large domestic cat breeds with big ears. Pictures came up: Abyssinians, Bengals, Savannahs, Oriental Shorthairs. None of them looked quite like Snow. She tried another search: cat that jumps very high, cat that makes chirping sounds, cat that loves water. The same breeds came up: Bengals, Savannahs, some Turkish Vans. Still nothing that matched perfectly. She sat back, thinking. The vet had said Snow was fine, just a big cat with some exotic mix, but that comment kept bothering her. Wildlife expert. What did that even mean? The next morning, Eliza made a decision. She would take Snow to a specialist, just to put her mind at ease, just to confirm what she already knew. Snow was a cat, an unusual cat, but still just a cat. She found a wildlife sanctuary 20 miles outside the city. They had experts who knew about exotic animals. She called and explained the situation. "I have a cat that someone online thinks might be something else. Can someone take a look?" "Bring her in tomorrow," they said. "We are happy to help." That night, Eliza could not sleep. She kept looking at Snow, sleeping peacefully in her basket. Such a beautiful animal. Such a sweet companion. "We will sort this out tomorrow," she whispered. "Then everyone can stop being ridiculous." Snow purred in her sleep, completely unaware of what was coming. The sanctuary was peaceful. Trees everywhere, large enclosures visible in the distance. A man named Theodore Reyes met them at the main building. Tall, weathered hands, kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. "So, this is the mystery cat," he said with a warm smile. "I feel silly being here," Eliza admitted. "I am sure she is just a regular cat. Let us take a look and find out." He led them to an examination room, lifted Snow gently onto the table. Snow sat calmly, those golden eyes watching everything, her large ears swiveling at each new sound. Theodore examined her carefully, measured her legs, looked at her ears, checked her teeth. His expression changed, slowly, subtly, but definitely changed. "Where did you say you found her?" "On the roadside, in the rain. She was just a tiny kitten." Theodore nodded slowly, took some photos, made some notes. Then he looked up at Eliza, and he smiled. "This is not a domestic cat." Eliza felt the room tilt. "What?" "This is an albino serval." The words did not make sense. "A what?" "A serval. It is a wildcat native to Africa, one of the most incredible hunters on the continent." "Africa?" Eliza's head was spinning. "But I found her in Portland." "Servals do not naturally occur anywhere in North America," Theodore explained gently. "Someone must have brought her here, probably through the exotic pet trade. It happens more than people realize." "Exotic pet trade?" "People buy them illegally as pets. Sometimes they escape. Sometimes they get abandoned when they grow too big to handle." Eliza stared at Snow, her beautiful white cat. Who was not a cat at all? And the white coloring? "Albinism. Extremely rare. I have never seen one in person." Theodore looked at Snow with wonder. "She is absolutely beautiful." "I had no idea," Eliza whispered. "I thought she was just a special cat." "You could not have known. She acted like a cat, behaved like a cat. You gave her a wonderful home." Eliza felt tears forming. "What happens now?" Theodore took a deep breath. "A serval cannot live in an apartment. She needs space, room to run, room to hunt, room to be what she was born to be." "You mean I cannot keep her?" "I am sorry, but no. It would not be fair to her." Eliza looked at Snow. Those golden eyes stared back with such love, such trust. Her heart broke into 1,000 pieces. Theodore was kind about it. He could see how much Eliza loved Snow. "She can stay here at our sanctuary," he offered. "We have a beautiful enclosure, nearly an acre of natural habitat. Other servals, too." "Other servals?" "3 of them. Rescues like her. She would have company. She would have space. She would have everything she needs." "Can I visit her?" Theodore smiled warmly. "Any time you want. You saved her life, Eliza. You will always be welcome here." Eliza wiped her eyes, looked at Snow one more time, the little creature she had rescued from the rain, the tiny shivering bundle she had tucked inside her jacket, the companion who had filled her lonely apartment with joy. "Okay," Eliza said softly, "if this is what is best for her." Snow chirped and pressed against her hand, as if saying goodbye, as if saying thank you. Eliza visits the sanctuary every weekend now. She watches Snow explore her new home, sees her running through the tall grass. Every time Eliza approaches the enclosure, Snow comes running, presses against the fence, makes that familiar chirping sound. "Hey, beautiful girl," Eliza always says. "I missed you." Snow purrs so loudly Eliza can feel the vibration through the fence. She reaches through and strokes that soft white fur, feels those golden eyes watching her with love. Some things have not changed. Snow still loves her, still remembers the woman who saved her from the rain. People ask Eliza sometimes if she regrets giving Snow up. "Never," she always answers. "Loving someone means wanting what is best for them, even when it breaks your heart." Snow taught her something important, something she carries with her every single day. Real love is not about holding on. It is about letting go when the time is right. Thank you for watching this story. If it touched you, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me continue sharing stories that matter.